Man,
the voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
In answer to his question about the subjects.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Oh, what a compliment. For that, I thank you.
What is happening now? There are hopeless and hungry.
Now it's time for us to stand up for God or we fall to nothing.
It's time now for Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Listening to the general public, what the public is saying.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. My name is Art Connor, filling in for Sterling Duane Banks, and I'm at one of the best financial institutions in the Cayman Islands that is geared towards serving people. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email Talk Today at candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255.
Courtesy of Live Communication.
Let your voice be heard.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My name is Art Connor and I'm filling in for Sterling Duane Ebanks. For those of you who may not know it, today is International Credit Union Day and we're here at the credit union. So if you weren't aware of it, make sure if you are a member of the credit union, come over here today. Lots of things are happening, and if you're not a member and you qualify to be a member, this is a good time for you to come over, sign up, and open up an account as well. And we will be providing you with all of those details in terms of what to do, all of the services that are provided by the credit union. And our first discussion is going to take place with Miss Nancy Miss Nancy Whitaker, my apologies, Miss Nancy Whitaker, who's the marketing manager at the credit union. And if her voice sounds familiar, yes, she was on For the Record yesterday as well. Miss Nancy, good afternoon. It's nice to be in your home today.
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you so much for coming to the credit union. We're super excited to have you guys here today.
Okay. First of all, let's talk about Credit Union, International Credit Union Day and the theme for that.
Yes, so every year a specific theme is assigned to the International Credit Union Day. This year's theme is Building Financial Health for a Brighter Tomorrow. This theme reflects how the credit union difference helps thousands of members borrow wisely, saving thousands of dollars in fees, and provides an opportunity to access up to 95% financing on mortgages and 100% financing on land and car loans.
Okay. And this credit union has grown from strength to strength, where I believe it started with how many members making a donation towards opening an account?
Yes, we come from such humble beginnings. We had 7 founding members, and each one of them contributed $5. Now, today, we have over 16,000 members, and we're a huge, amazing organization.
Okay. And Can we talk a little bit about the membership itself? Even though I think we have someone who will be coming on, talking about how you can be a member, but I'll throw the mic over to you.
No problem. A little bit later, we will get into a little bit more details in regards to how to become a member, but we'll give you a little snippet here, so definitely stay tuned for that information. So to be a member of the credit union, you have to be employed by the Cayman Islands government, a statutory authority, or like Cayman Airways, Civil Aviation, or a employee of a utility company such as CUC Water Authority, or an immediate family member of an existing member. So don't be frightened. You may think, oh, but my mom or my dad or my cousin, my brothers, sisters don't have an account with the credit union. I'm pretty sure that we could find a way to get you in. So it's to become a member of the credit union, to find that connection is not as difficult as people make it out to be.
Now, having a membership of over 16,000 individuals, I think that is a testament to the confidence that the public as well as your members have in the services that the credit union offers to them.
Correct. Yes, we have grown. We are a strong financial organization. We take care of our members. It's members helping members. That's all what the credit union is about.
Okay. And about today's activities, I know it had to be scaled down slightly because of COVID, but I'm made to understand that you did have crews even going over to the government administration building to share out some of the goodies, and also on a recruitment drive as well. Tell us about that.
Yes, we had some surprise visits this morning. So we were at the government administration building, and we were at Health Services Authority, and we even made a couple surprise visits to the RCIP and also Radio Cayman. So just to share a little credit union day love. And but yeah, so it was a big, fun, eventful morning. So, and I forgot the second part of the question. Sorry.
About the membership drive as well.
Yes, we do have a membership drive. So for the month of October, if you open up an account with us between the dates of the 18th and the 29th of October, your name will be automatically entered into a drawing to win one of two $500 share certificates. So if you are not a member, definitely this is the time to open up an account.
Now, credit unions, especially in the Caribbean and the Eastern Caribbean, huge thing. It's an integral part of the life of persons in the Eastern Caribbean. But we're seeing it grow from strength to strength here in the Cayman Islands as well. And your numbers reflect that. 16,000 members in a population of about 70,000 persons. That is extremely well. And I'm sure that there are times, because of the additional services that you also offer, you're getting people who are gravitating from the commercial banks to do business with the credit union because of the not only the excellent services that you provide, but also the good deals that you have.
Definitely. Credit unions are huge, especially here in the Caribbean. So today, International Credit Union Day, is not just celebrated here in the Cayman Islands, it is celebrated globally. So just to give you a couple quick little numbers, there are 375 million credit union members globally, and that's from 86,451 credit unions from 118 countries. So it is a huge thing, the credit union. And what sets us apart, which we will be speaking a little bit more, so definitely stay tuned, keep listening, because good things are coming, is the credit union difference.
Yes.
We have a set of, pretty much the credit union, we're different from the other financial organizations, how we how we address our members, because when they're not an account holder with us, they are members. They're part owners of the organization. So there is a credit union difference, and I don't want to give too much information about it because our next speaker is going to get into all the really fun details about that difference. So, yeah.
Okay. You want to continue to anything else that you want to tell us before we go to our next guest?
So definitely, we're going to I encourage all of our members to continue to celebrate with us virtually this year. So take your selfie. Today we have a competition going on for our members that they can wear their blue and yellow, take a selfie of themselves, and they can upload it to our social media pages, with Facebook and Instagram, Credit Union KY, and tag us into it, and you have a chance to win $500. Or you can take a group photo and make it fun. We're a fun organization, and you have a chance to win up to $750.
Sounds good. That sounds excellent. So we're going to take a commercial break now. When we return, we will be talking with Mr. Basil Scott, and he will be talking about the credit union difference. And folks, there's a huge, huge difference between the service that you get here at the credit union and what you may get at some other commercial institutions. And yes, there is still face-to-face service, even though there are those who like the automated system, and the credit union does have ATM machines, as well, and there are plans to have them distributed more throughout the islands, and we'll hear more about that as well. So we're going to go to a commercial break now. When we return, we will be hearing from Mr. Basil Scott. Please stay tuned. Talk Today will be back shortly.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Savannah Pharmacy. Shop local and get a head start on your Christmas shopping. For ladies' handbags, clothes, shoes, fragrance, candles, and cosmetics with the newest Farmhouse Fresh line of skincare. For the gentlemen, clothes, shoes, fragrances, gift sets, and toys and games for the kids. Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they are always just around the corner with everything your family needs. And convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
A friendly holiday reminder. You can WhatsApp your Savannah Pharmacy prescription to 929-5045. That's 929-5045.
The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We are a non-for-profit member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. Chamber Pension has an all-in expense ratio of 0.72% over 16,000 members, $430 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s. And today, we are still strong, secure, and are here for employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or request further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
I've got some beautiful clothes. I know just where they go. Good and cleaner.
From now on until October 30th, take advantage of our 12% discount on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays on all ladies and gents wearing apparels on orders $18 and up, except on wedding dresses and evening gowns, which will remain at the standard price at 10% off prepay. Offer valid at all 3 locations: Savannah Countryside 946-1884, Elgin Avenue 949-2452, and Eastern Avenue Drive-Thru, rain or shine, 949-7104. Puritan Cleaners, you feel good when you know you look good.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. This is Art Connor filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. If you're hearing a little bit of background activity, that is because I am here at the busy credit union. Of course, International Credit Union Day is being celebrated today. So we're over here on 68 Huldah Avenue. If you're a credit union member, come over, get some of the goodies, participate, even though it's a scaled-down event because of COVID-19. But do come in. They have lots of goodies for you. If you feel that you qualify as a member, come in, get an application form, fill it out, and become a member as well. Because if you want good service, if you want good deals, if you want to be involved with an institution that not only encourages you to take out loans to help your brother credit unioner or brother and sister credit unioner, but also in the process of acquiring a loan, they also encourage you to save as well. So we've changed the program a little bit, and I have one of the big rigs, the big rig of the credit union, the chairman of the board of directors, Mr. Michael Nixon. Mr. Nixon, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today, and it is good to be in your building this afternoon.
Thank you very much, OC, and thank you for taking time to come over and celebrate International Credit Union Day with us today.
Yes.
That works? Okay, great. So International Credit Union Day is an opportunity for us to, celebrate the credit union movement here in Cayman, and particularly with our credit union, the Cayman Islands Civil Service Association Cooperative Credit Union. We're celebrating 46 years this year.
Wow, time goes by quickly.
It sure does. It sure does. And we're proud to celebrate our credit union. Over the last 46 years, the institution has grown exponentially. Started off with just 7 members pledging $5, and today we're approaching 17,000 members and over $470 million in assets. So we're a very large institution, but we're still community-based. We're focused on our members, and we're focused on providing our members the best possible rates on loan products as well as savings products. It's about, being responsible in how we utilize financial services. So that's what the credit union's about.
Okay, in those 46 years, you have grown from strength to strength. Tell us about some of the milestones that you have achieved during those 46 years.
Sure. Well, just getting the institution started, if you talk to some of the founders and some of the people that were around at the time when the credit union got started, Cayman was quite a different place. Caymanians, and in particular civil servants at that time, found it quite difficult to get access to credit. And you can't imagine that today, looking around and knowing that we are this top financial center and there are banks everywhere. But that was our genesis. People had difficulty accessing credit. Now, over the years, we've transformed. We've gone from essentially a club, which was I hate to call it that, but that's really what it started off from, to what we have today, a full-service financial services provider. Over the years, we've grown our loan products, starting off very small, lending to people who had financial needs. They had the need for credit and they couldn't access it using the financial system at the time. By pooling resources, coming together, we were able to start that process. We were also able to, by growing the institution and offering different loan products over the years, we went from very small, low-value loans to where we are today, where we're able to provide mortgages up to 35 years in length. We're able to do car loans. We're able to do anything that you can dream about that you need money for. The credit union is there to provide services for.
And I'm made to understand also that some of the costs associated with, for instance, taking out a mortgage, much lower here than they are with other commercial institutions. Can you talk about that as well?
Yes, sir. That's one of the real selling points with the credit union. The credit union is owned by its members. So any monies that we make, we return back to our members. And all of our members are owners. There are no external investors in the credit union. And one of the ways that we try to make sure that we maximize the return for our members is by keeping our costs low. Now, we, as a cooperative, under the Cooperative Societies Law, we are exempt from stamp duty on mortgage charges.
Okay.
And that's quite a distinct advantage we have, and we obviously want to protect that for as long as we can. But in addition to that, we try to keep a very lean organization, keep our overheads to a minimum, and that's what allows us to be able to process loans at a lower cost and deliver the financing to the members.
Okay, and you spoke there about your fiduciary responsibilities. For those persons who may have doubts or questions about their deposits, let's talk about the laws and the regulations that you have to adhere to, what you have to be compliant with as well.
Sure. So the credit union we're licensed under the Cooperative Societies Law, which is what enables the credit union to exist. We are regulated by the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority, and we are held to very strict standards from the Monetary Authority in terms of our operations, in terms of all of the compliance requirements that are thrown on financial institutions. We're right there. We have to comply with all of the mandates of the Monetary Authority in that regard. In addition, we have, all particular types of legislation as it relates to data protection is one that comes to mind immediately, that has been at the forefront the last couple of years. And we have regular inspections that take place from the Monetary Authority. We have to ensure that all of our staff, all of our volunteers, board of directors receives regular training on all compliance matters. And of course, we're audited. We're audited by one of the big four accounting firms. Our financial statements are public. They're available on the website. So just because we're a credit union doesn't mean that our burden is any less in terms of how we do our business or the standard that we do our business at.
Now, I know the credit union has lived up to the expectations and in many instances surpassed the expectations of your members. But there are some still who would prefer to throw all of their business over to the credit union. Things like checking account, credit cards, and things of that nature. Can you talk about that and the possibility of those things occurring?
Well, being able to provide financial services and the breadth of financial services is something that we're constantly looking at and constantly refining. Some of those additional, so right now we're offering a whole suite of savings products and loan products. When we start talking about things like credit cards or foreign currency accounts or investment accounts, those would require an advancement in some of our structures and our internal capacity.
Okay.
So we're not quite there yet, but each year we're making steps, we're making improvements to get there. One of the major projects that we have underway currently is an upgrade to our IT system, our core banking system. And that's significant for us because that's going to allow us to roll out some of those additional products that you mentioned in terms of members. One of the things members have been talking about is, having that ability to be able to pay utility bills as I can, through my standard bank. Well, those are some of the products that we can roll out with a new banking system, and we're targeting to bring that system online in the first quarter of 2022.
Okay. Now, I mentioned the fact that you are the chairman of the board of directors. Can you talk about all of those other entities that help the credit union? They're in the background, but they help the credit union to continue to function, the various committees that are operational, that are manned mainly by credit union members who basically are doing it for free because they're part of the credit union.
Yes. OC, one of the big things about the credit union is that being a member-focused institution, we're a democratic institution. All of our governance structure, et cetera, is manned and filled. All those positions are filled by volunteers from the membership. So our governance structure, we have at the very top the board of directors. We also have a supervisory committee which performs the internal audit function for the institution and oversight function. We also have a credit committee, which is the committee charged with making all of the credit decisions, which is the core of our business. That committee meets every single week. And all three of those committees, like I said, are made up of volunteers who are elected by the membership of the credit union, and at our annual general meeting each year. So.
Okay, speaking of annual general meeting, that'll take place sometime in November, I believe.
Yes, sir.
What are the plans for that? I know that the last one, because of COVID-19, people were able to, follow it online, but at the same time also attend in person, even though it was limited, I believe, to a certain number. Can you talk about that a little?
So our annual general meeting is scheduled for the 24th of November, not about a month away. And we are going to stick with the format that we used last year. Again, just simply because of the realities of living with COVID. We can't get as many people in person as we normally would have. Right. So doing the meeting in a virtual format online went over. It was very well received by the membership last year, and we've decided to keep that format. So once we get a bit closer and we're a little bit more sure about what the COVID regulations are saying, the plan is to have a small in-person meeting and then to have it streamed virtually so people will be able to access it at home on their computers, on their tablets, phones, etc.
And of course, that we won't get into dividends and things of that nature, but we know that the credit union members look forward, to that as well. Because I think we have enough time that you can cover that as well. How do the credit union members benefit not only from their loans, but these days you see in some instances some financial institutions are actually charging you to keep your money for you. Tell us what the credit union will be doing.
Well, the credit union has 46 years of history of paying dividends.
Yes.
And that's a huge burden, that's a huge task, especially when you have economic environments that become very challenging to make profits. But our credit union has always done that. And this year, our audit is just about wrapping up now. But I can report, yes, we will be paying a dividend. It'll be up to the members exactly on, at the AGM, but we will be recommending that a dividend be paid. And that's one of the real ethos behind the credit union, is to make sure that all members have a say, all members are able to participate, and whatever the benefits are, that all members can benefit from there. So whether you have $1 with us or you have $1 million with us, you are going to receive some sort of a return.
Okay, and very quickly again, one more thing, your expansion plans and projects, and I think there's other things in the works in terms of new investments for the credit union as well. Can we talk about those?
Sure. We've been exploring a number of investment opportunities. This property that the building that we're on now, over the, can't remember how many years, but over the years the membership voted and we acquired a number of adjoining lots. Yes. And one of the projects that's been developed is it's a two-phase building project in terms of one building. We're looking at building a commercial building that's going to be on the Smith Road, across from where Smith Road Center is now.
Yes,
And just behind that will be, we're looking at a set of building some residential townhomes and offering those for sale to our members. So we have a development committee that is headed up by one of our directors, Mr. Chris Goddard, and we have a couple of members as well that are serving on that committee, and they've been going through the process of doing the research, developing the detailed plans, and we are going to be targeting to bring that to fruition during 2022.
Okay, Mr. Nixon, I want to thank you very much for your able stewardship of the credit union as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Remember, we're right here on 58 Huldah Drive. If you're a credit union member, come on over. If you're not a credit union member, come on over as well and find out whether or not you qualify to be a member. Folks, please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Are you planning a social, an office party, or event over the holiday season? Make the most of your holiday party and leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go with the option of a 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. Cater your holiday parties with Subway. Visit subway.ky for menu options. Subway, eat fresh.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
We may be in Christmas shopping mode, but 'tis the flu season too. Savannah Pharmacy has immune system boosters for the entire family with a range of vitamins and supplements. Their knowledgeable and courteous pharmacists are always available to offer the best advice and products. Remember, they are always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
A friendly holiday reminder. You can WhatsApp your Savannah Pharmacy prescription to 929-5045. That's 929-5045.
The Department of Commerce and Investment is asking clients to use their online services at www.dci.gov.ky for trade and business amendments, grant and renewal applications, and more. While the DCI counters remain open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, you can stay safe, avoid the line, and save time by applying online for business services at dci.gov.ky. For questions about the DCI's online service or other licensing enforcement or regulatory matters, please email info@dci.gov.ky.
Are you interested in learning more about providing great service during COVID-19? The Cayman Islands Department of Tourism invites you to sign up for a free training course, Aquila Service Excellence COVID-19 Edition. This free training will provide guidance on how to interact with customers while adhering to COVID-19 protocols. Sessions will be held every Wednesday in October. For more information and to register, head to aquila.ourcayman.ky. That's AQUILA.OURCAYMAN.KY. Deadline to register is the Monday before each session.
Listen
to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public could say.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon. We're broadcasting from 58 Huldah Avenue today, and the reason that we're here today is because we're celebrating International Credit Union Day. So we're here at the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union. We're talking with the chairman of the board of directors, Mr. Michael Nixon. So, Mr. Nixon, we've been talking about mainly, well, we haven't said whether or not it's Grand Cayman or Cayman Brac. And if I'm a member of the credit union, I don't necessarily have to come to Grand Cayman to deposit or to get a loan, or I don't have to wire my funds over here. We do have offices over there, I believe. Tell us about the operations in the Brac.
Yes, we do have our main branch is here on Grand Cayman, but we do have a full-service branch on Cayman Brac, which is open Monday to Friday during normal working hours. Cayman Brac, the Cayman Brac community is very special to us, and there's a whole Sister Islands community, and we're committed to ensuring that we provide full services to them. So all of your loan services, all of the deposit services are available over in Cayman Brac.
Okay. Now, it is not unusual in the mornings when I'm heading down, I see the traffic in and out from the ATM out there. It seems to be extremely popular, and I have heard that there may be plans for more ATMs to be spread out throughout the islands. Can you talk about that as well?
Yes, sir. The ATM services have certainly been extraordinarily popular. Right now, we only have the one ATM here at Huldah Avenue. But as part of that banking system upgrade that I spoke about earlier, we are going to be rolling out, it'll be 3 new ATMs, upgrade to the one here at the main branch. We're going to be putting one up in Savannah and another one at the Government Administration Building. But there'll be more about that. That'll be tied to the banking system upgrade and the rollout in first quarter 2022.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about your staff here and their dedication and what causes them to gravitate towards the credit union and want to work here as well? And the other thing I want you to, before you go to talk about some of the community work that the credit union does as well as scholarships that they offer and things of that nature.
Well, the credit union is a big family, really and truly. Yes. And I think that goes a long way in attracting people to come to work with us. But in addition to that, it is the whole concept and ethos of the credit union that this is something by the people for the people. It's a community based organization in the sense that it's been created by members with like minds, and you get to see and touch and feel the people who are investing in the institution. Unlike a typical bank where you may never know who the shareholders are, who the beneficial owners are. Yes. Every member coming into the credit union is a shareholder of the institution, and that, along with the type of work that we're able to do, if somebody's in financial services and wants to progress in financial services, we have a whole range of positions, everything from loans officers and credit management to the accounting function, HR functions. I'm doing IT function. I'm missing out a bunch of areas, but we are a full service institution, and we have right now, I think staff complement is, stand to be corrected, but is about 68 staff, full-time staff members. More than ably led by our fantastic CEO, Mrs. Patricia Eswick.
Yes.
And they are a committed group of staff who go over and above in meeting the members' needs each and every day, and making sure that we can always improve our service offerings.
Okay, let's talk about some of the community work, civic work that is performed by the credit union as well.
Well, each year the credit union gets out in the community and actually donates funds to various charities across the Cayman Islands for many different purposes. Over the last couple of years, we've been focused on helping community-based organizations respond to assisting people with the fallout from COVID pandemic. We knew when it started last year, we suddenly had all of our members who were tourism-based workers, suddenly found themselves without income. And our membership, our institution stepped up immediately. Besides dealing with the financial restructuring that some of them needed,
yes,
we were actually donating, digging into our pockets and making sure that those members had access to funds so nobody went hungry. Nobody, we wanted to make sure that people were as protected as they could be. But besides that, one of our major community activities and initiatives each year is that we have a scholarship grant program, the Rupert McCoy Scholarship Grant Program. And each year we seek to assist at least 200 of our members with some form of financial assistance towards achieving their financial goals. And this year we were able to award grants just over $200,000 CI. And we get so much positive feedback each year from the beneficiaries of that scholarship grant scheme. Now, we recognize that we're not providing a full package for scholarship recipients, but we're helping to fill that gap because very few persons going off to university have a 100% funding,
exactly,
and
yes,
every dollar helps. So that funding program has been in place now. I think it's at least 12 years. And it just grows from strength to strength each year.
Okay, before you leave us, can you again talk about this emphasis on the credit union being a family, members, helping members, and how you encourage your clientele not only to take out a loan, to get a loan, but also in the process of servicing that loan, also saving at the same time?
The credit union is exactly that. It is community-based. It's about creating a sense of family among the membership. In terms of our guiding financial ethos, it's about helping people to help themselves. And so that's where that motto, members helping members, comes from. And in the financial arena, we are teaching people how to save, and we're always recommending members to start saving, no matter how small. If you think you can only save $1 a month, start with that $1 a month. Just start banking it away. When it comes to borrowing, we want to make sure that we are putting you in a position that actually makes you better. So, if your goal is home ownership, that we start building savings towards a deposit, but also towards being able to help you with insurance payments down the road or maintenance expenses for that home. And we want to make sure that, and we go out of our way to make sure that all of our loans products are extremely competitive with what's being offered at the commercial banks.
Excellent. Okay, Mr. Nixon, thank you very much. I want to remind our listening audience that you can call in, or toll-free number 1-800-534-8255. You can also call in on 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp us 925-3261 if you have any questions or comments about the credit union. I know yesterday when we had members of the credit union in the studio with us, I got a question afterwards, but I'm going to save that one for some of the other staff members that will be coming on, that will be talking about accounts, because one person wanted to know the minimum amount of money that you needed to deposit in order to open up an account as well. Folks, please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecast, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
We bring the sacrifice of praise to the house of the Lord.
Radio Cayman, this is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time on Radio Cayman.
Sing your praise to the Lord. Come on, everybody, stand up and sing one more. Hallelujah, give your praise to the Lord. United in Jesus Christ, we are the soldiers of the land.
Praise time.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
There's a meeting up in heaven. Roll call. He's a name in the Lamb's Book of Life. Roll call, brother, sister. Roll call. If you don't stop shouting, if you don't stop dancing, we're going to put you out of our church.
Praise time.
Jesus in the morning, yeah.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Your song flowed through my lips. Your work moved through my hands. Your thoughts stay on my mind. Live in me.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
If you see 24-year-old Charles Leonard Walton III, police say he may be armed and dangerous and are asking you to call 911. Mr. Walton is wanted in connection with firearms offense. His last known address was in Prospect. If you have information, contact Georgetown Police Station at 949-4222, or if you feel it's time sensitive, call 911. Authorities are encouraging Mr. Walton to turn himself into the Cayman Islands Detention Center or the nearest active police station at any time, day or night. In international news, Britain's Doctors' Union has accused Boris Johnson's government of being willfully negligent in its handling of the latest wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, as ministers refuse to introduce mitigation measures despite soaring infection rates and increasing pressure on hospitals. The United Kingdom has registered nearly 50,000 new daily COVID-19 cases twice this week, far outpacing the situation in most of Europe. Its rates of hospitalizations and deaths has also failed to substantially decline since summer, when the country lifted almost all of its remaining restrictions, but the government has nonetheless ruled out moving to its Plan B approach, which would see the introduction of vaccine passports and mandates in line with many European countries. And Barbados has elected its first ever president as it prepares to become a republic, removing Queen Elizabeth as head of state. Dame Sandra Mason, 72, is set to be sworn in on November 30th, which will mark the country's 55th anniversary of independence from Britain. The first woman to serve on the Barbados Court of Appeals, Dame Sandra has been Governor General since 2018. The governor announced the plan to move to a republic status last year. Those are your latest headlines here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. We're broadcasting from 658 Halder Drive today, which is where the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union is located. We're celebrating International Credit Union Day not only here in the Cayman Islands, but throughout the world as well. We're going to be talking with Ms. Tiffany Ebanks about new accounts and giving you advice in terms of how you can establish a new account. But before we go to Ms. Ebanks, we do have 2 callers, so we're going to take those callers. First caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. I'm on radio.
Good afternoon. Yes, you are. You are on the radio. Go right ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. I have one question. If I was wondering if anything is in the works to how U.S. dollars be available at the credit union.
Can you repeat that? To have what, sir?
Yeah, how U.S. dollars be available.
U.S. dollar accounts. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, this is Tiffany Banks. So yes, in the near future, we hope to have U.S. accounts established. We can't give you a time frame as yet, but we will.
Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, if a person does deposit, let's say, a U.S. check with the credit union, there are arrangements for them to get the equivalent to take to one of your correspondent banks to get the equivalent in U.S. later on? Is there some arrangement? Or the amount that you do withdraw, it's calculated on the basis of the U.S. exchange rate?
That's correct.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 84 cents, for it.
Right.
But yes, sir, Mr. Michael Nixon, the chairman of the board of directors, did speak to that, and that is one of the features, like Ms. Tiffany Banks has said, that they will be looking into, because we know that the members want more and more services, and the credit union they're dedicated to giving you more service as well. So thank you very much for that question, sir.
Okay, thank you. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Next caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine.
Good. I'm glad that guys here today. I've been wanting to ask the question, right? Why isn't a taxi, like a taxi operator driver, or an omnibus person who is Caymanian, aren't allowed to have an account with the credit union? I will wait your answer, please.
Okay, we'll have Ms. Tiffany respond.
Yes.
Thanks.
Sorry. Hi. So at the moment, your eligibility is through if you're employed with CI government, or if you are employed with a statutory authority or a utility company. If not, then you can join through an immediate family member, which is either your parents, siblings, child, or your spouse. So because because a taxi driver doesn't fall in any of those categories, you won't be eligible, unfortunately, to join. But you can see if you can find the bond through one of your immediate family members.
Caller, did you get that? Ms. Susan, we're not sure whether or not the caller is still there. Okay, so we're going to continue the conversation with Ms. Tiffany Banks, and she's going to talk about new accounts. How do I go about establishing a new account? Yesterday, after the interview in the studio, we did get a question from someone wanting to know the minimum amount that was required to be deposited if you were opening an account. So in your discussion, if you could include that as well, we would certainly appreciate it.
Okay, so the minimum amount that you can deposit while opening an account is $70 cash. There's some related fees, one-off fees, that is. So it's just $70 cash when opening an account.
Okay. And let's talk about new accounts now. Go right ahead. Tell us about it.
Okay, so the benefits of joining the credit union is that you can receive a dividends yearly. We have low interest rates, and we have low to no fees monthly on your accounts. The requirements when joining the credit union, if you're an employee of government, statutory authority, or a utility company, then we only ask you to provide 2 valid IDs. So, for example, your passport and your driver's license, your most recent utility bill, and then your current job letter addressed to credit union and dated. And then if you're joining through your siblings, parents, child, or your spouse, then we would ask you to provide one additional document, which would either be the marriage certificate or the birth certificate.
Something establishing that connection between you and the family member who's a member of the credit union.
Exactly, yes.
Now, this may be a little bit about your pay grade, but do we know whether or not there are any plans to expand the criteria so that others who are Caymanians would be able to join, like the taxi driver who called earlier? Do you know if there are any plans to do that? I know, like I said, this may be about your pay grade.
So I know there was a discussion surrounding that previously in the past, but it's not, I'm not certain as yet.
Now, we do have a caller. When we return, I want you to talk about the different types of accounts that can be opened with the credit union as well. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, sir. Yeah, it's a little question I just want to ask you, for you to find out for me. Why, when you go to make a deposit, I mean, when you go to make a withdrawal, then don't ask you for a ID.
They don't ask you for an ID?
Yes, sir, because I went there many times, and I don't even nobody tells them. I mean, some of them might know me, some don't know me, and no matter how much money you go and ask for, they just put it into your envelope and give it to you without asking you for a ID. And you know what's going on around the world now.
When were you here last?
I went there last week, and I pulled over $1,000+ to pay some bills. And the young guy don't even say, where is your ID, sir? Anybody can find your information and go and just pull your money and go on with it.
Okay. Ms. Tiffany?
Hi. So I know that the tellers do ask security questions, like your PO box number, your middle name, your last transaction. So we do ask those questions to ensure that it is the correct person. So we wouldn't specifically ask for your ID, but we do ask security questions.
You can find your information, and go and just write down the information and give them and pull the money and then go on with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I mean, they're supposed to ask for your ID and see your picture, look at you and see that is you, before they give you $2,000, $3,000, or $1,000, and you walk away.
That sounds a little... We'll look into that. I'm sure that management will look into that. But like Ms. Tiffany said, they do ask you some security questions as well. But we do understand your concern, and something that will definitely be taken into account. Thank you very much, for that caller. So, Ms. Tiffany, the type of accounts that can be opened, and if there are any benefits that accrue from having one type of an account to the other, especially when it comes to dividends.
So we do offer savings accounts only to our youth members, which is from ages 0 to 17. When they become 18, they would get a share account, just like adult members. So adult members are 18 and above. So the share accounts are what earns the dividends yearly. Last year, for instance, because the dividend rate will fluctuate, but last year we paid 2.8% interest, and that's on all share accounts. So we do offer savings and shares. We do also offer fixed deposits. But in the past, I can say that the dividends that's paid on the share accounts have been more than the fixed deposits. But we do offer 3 of those.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I'm going to put a hypothetical question to you if we don't have any calls. And if I had let's say, $400,000 to deposit in a credit union, how I would go about doing that, and what advice would be giving to me, depending on my lifestyle and what I plan on doing with that money, what type of advice you may necessarily give to me. Folks, please stay tuned. Talk today from 58 Huldah Drive, Cayman Islands. Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union will continue, so please stay tuned.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette, brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
In 1895, the ship the Prince Frederick wrecked on the south coast of Cayman Brac, carrying the young sailor Samuel Sidney Saunders. Saunders would later choose to remain in the Sister Islands, eventually marrying into a Caymanian family. Although not highly educated himself, Saunders was instrumental to the education system of the Sister Islands, having taught in both Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. He would start a private school in Little Cayman, was district constable of the Sister Islands, and opened a school in State Bay following the 1932 storm. In the 1930s, the school was attended by Captain Charles Kirkernel. Ironically, Captain Kirkernel's father attended Saunders School in Little Cayman a generation earlier.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette, brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Freedom, Cayman Brac. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Are you looking for an opportunity to advance your leadership skills, gain an in-depth understanding to key issues facing the Cayman Islands today, and make memories along the way? Then the Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Leadership Cayman program is for you. With this exclusive 6-month experience, class members develop new skills, become stronger leaders, and forge new friendships that will last a lifetime. Open to applicants 25 and over. Visit leadershipcayman.ky for upcoming information sessions and to apply for the 2022 program. Deadline is Friday, 12th of November. Become the leader you aspire to be. Leadership Cayman is proudly sponsored by Cox Lumber Limited, RBC Royal Bank, and Wheaton Precious Metals.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My name is Art Connor, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks. We're located at 58 Huldah Avenue, where the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union is located. We're celebrating International Credit Union Day today, not only throughout the world, but right here in the Cayman Islands. And despite the fact that we're operating under COVID-19 conditions, this place has been buzzing. It has been buzzing. People going in and out. So, I remember in the old days, the credit union would be busy when it was government's payday. And it still is on government payday, but because of having close to 17,000 members now, it is one of the busiest financial institutions in the Cayman Islands. So if you're interested in opening an account, we have Ms. Tiffany Ebanks here with us talking about. So, Ms. Tiffany, that hypothetical situation, of course, I don't have $400,000, but in the event that I hit the lottery and I wanted to come in and deposit, open an account here, what would your advice be to me in terms of how should I spread that money out?
So I would suggest that you deposit it into your shares account because that the dividends is paid.
Okay.
I mean, you do have the option again to do a a fixed deposit, but I would suggest you put it in your share account because of the rates we've paid in the past. It's a little bit better than the regular fixed deposit. But, I mean, it's up to you. It's an option that you have as well.
Okay. And if I decided to put it in a savings account where I can withdraw money at the time, then can you explain the benefits of the fixed account as opposed to the savings when it comes to calculating dividends?
Sure. So our savings accounts, you can get, when you get an ATM card, you will be able to withdraw and deposit through the ATM with an ATM card. So with the share account, you will not be able to get an ATM card with that specific account.
Right.
You'll have to come over the counter, see a teller to do a withdrawal or do a deposit. But the savings accounts, I would not suggest you put the money there just because it doesn't earn dividends.
Oh, it doesn't earn
No, it doesn't.
dividends at all.
So,
Okay. All right. So when I come on to that, hit the lottery. Well, first of all, if I hit the lottery, they're going to ask me questions about it because gambling is not legal in the Cayman Islands. So I've heard in the past some people have had difficulty when they won the lottery. But we will deal with that at another date. Anything else that you want to tell us about new accounts, Miss Tiffany?
Sure, yes. So we do have a current competition going on. So between now and the 29th of October, we have where if you are eligible to open an account with us, you can be entered into winning one of two $500 share certificates. So if you want to get a chance to win a share certificate, you may make an appointment to come in to open an account with us. The process is only 15 to 30 minutes. And you'll be automatically entered into a drawing between now and the 29th of October.
Okay. Now, and how does the credit union operate when compared to other commercial banks in terms of if I open an account, do I have to state how much money I'm likely to be depositing on a monthly basis? Are you subject to all of the Know Your Customer rules like all of the other commercial institutions?
Yes, we are. We're regulated by CICSA, just like the other commercial banks. And yes, we will ask you what an approximate deposit you'll be making monthly. If it exceeds a certain amount, then of course we ask for a source of funds.
Okay. We still have about 7 minutes with you, so we're going to still continue to talk about new accounts as well. Anything else that you want to cover, Ms. Tiffany?
Just to give you a quick idea of who can join.
Yes,
So
yes.
Cayman Islands government, you should know that you can join through CI government as well as some of the statutory authorities or CIAA, UCCI, CIMA, Cayman Islands National Museum, and then the utility companies that you can join through. This is just a few, or like C3, Flow, Digicel, the Water Authority, and CUC.
Yes.
So, and then
Cayman Airways is included, I think.
yes, Cayman Airways, yes, as well. So there's a lot. It's just a few, just to give you an idea of who the statutory authorities are and who the utility companies are.
Okay. One of our listeners wanted to know, can a person join through an aunt or an uncle, whether or not family member extends to aunt or uncle? No?
No, but I'm sure that then your mother, your father can join through them, and then you'll join through your mother, your father. So it always trickles down, and you can always find that bond.
There's always a way. So what we would encourage persons to do is if they're uncertain as to whether or not they qualify to open up an account, they should visit.
Yes.
Give them the details.
So you can either send in an email to new.accounts@creditunion.ky. Again, that is new.accounts@creditunion.ky, or you can call 949-8415, and you can make an appointment to come in to see us, and we'll give you the application, explain everything, and then we can go from there.
Yep. And whatever details they may have in terms of their family connections, provide those again so that you can see whether or not there's a pathway for them to become a member.
Right. Mm-hmm. So again, mother, father, brother, sister, child, or your spouse is the immediate family member that's covered in order to join the credit union.
Okay. You go ahead and talk, Ms. Tiffany, while I look and see if we have any more questions coming in.
So currently we are giving away some pens and cookies, and we have some flyers with some information. And then if you randomly walk in with a certain color or at a certain specific time, then you're going to be able to spin the wheel and win a prize. Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune?
Yes. Some really good prizes there.
Yes. Okay. Another person wanted to know whether or not debit cards will be coming soon. Whether or not debit cards will be coming soon. Ms. Nancy?
No, we won't have debit cards, unfortunately.
Nothing yet? We got to give those commercial banks, a run for their money. We got to give them some more competition. We'll have to talk to Mr. Michael about that, huh? And the board of directors. But they're working really, really hard and doing an excellent job. It takes time, and in this day and age, navigating the financial world is not easy. There's so many regulations, so many hurdles that have to be overcome as well. So some final comments, Ms. Ebanks, as far as opening new accounts, and even if it sounds repetitious, repeat it again, because some people may be just hearing it for the first time.
Sure. So again, you're able to join the credit union if you work with Cayman Islands government, a statutory authority, or a utility company, or you can join through an immediate family member, so your parents, your siblings, your child, or your spouse. And the process is very easy. You just call us 949-8415 or send us an email at new.accounts@creditunion.ky, and you can make an appointment to come in to see us. I think that's about it, Mr. Osi.
Okay. Now, as a staff member, tell us what you like about the credit union and what attracted you towards working for the credit union in the first place, and how are you enjoying it?
I definitely enjoy it. This is my thing. I love dealing with members. I'm really good at it, and it's an environment that I thrive in, definitely. I've always I used to work at Flow for many years, and I was the manager at the Galleria location. Okay. So I've always interacted with members, and so it's a continuous thing for me. And I actually always wanted to come and work here. I didn't know anyone here, but now it's a second home. I mean, everybody, all the staff are like one family. I do enjoy working here, definitely.
Okay. So if anyone wants to open a new account, they should ask for Ms. Tiffany.
They can, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. I want to remind you the phone lines are open as well. The toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. Please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Savannah Pharmacy. Shop local and get a head start on your Christmas shopping. For ladies' handbags, clothes, shoes, fragrance, candles, and cosmetics with the newest Farmhouse Fresh line of skincare. For the gentlemen, clothes, shoes, fragrances, gift sets, and toys and games for the kids. Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they are always just around the corner with everything your family needs. and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
A friendly holiday reminder. You can WhatsApp your Savannah Pharmacy prescription to 929-5045. That's 929-5045.
At Subway, we caramel a lot about our customers, so we decided to give you 2 treats in one with the new Caramel Apple Cookie. Enjoy cinnamon apples, caramel bits, and salted caramel crunch baked in, and topped with a drizzle of caramel-flavored icing. Gooey, crunchy, and yummy. Complete your Subway sandwich, pizza, or salad with the delicious Caramel Apple Cookie or any other cookie flavor and dessert, available for a limited time at all Subway locations. Subway. Eat fresh.
20 years.
Remember when Crew Road had no median and Linford Pearson was only 2 lanes?
We do.
When Dirty Reeds was down the street?
We do.
We have been there for the falls, the growth, and the rise. When your body and mind needed to change, Powerhouse Gym has been here. We've skated with you. Your first date, your daughter's first time on skates, your son's first strike. From football to squash, to karate and hockey, to bowling and concerts, and everything in between.
For 20 years,
so much has changed, some for the good and some not so much. Through it all, King Sports Center has been here for you, for Cayman.
King Sports Center, celebrating 20 years as Cayman's home for fitness, recreation, and relaxation.
Stay clean, stay safe, hey man. Reflection sells gallons of sanitizer for only $25. Buy 2 clip-on sanitizers for just $5. Reflections has the best KN95 masks or reusable cloth masks, and you can get 2 for only $5. Blue surgical masks and face shields are available for children and adults, as well as 10 and 50 packs of black surgical masks. Volume discounts available at Reflections. Jose's Rubus, Reflections Hemp and Tobacco, all 5 Liquor for Less locations, and Food for Less open 24 hours every day. Don't miss the Liquor for Less incredible priced better markdown. Hundreds of fine from $2.99. Cases of ice cold below wholesale prices. Save $10 off liters of absolute exclusively at Liquor for Less. Prices so low we can't say them on the radio.
COVID-19 vaccines are the only way forward in reopening our borders safely. Take the COVID-19 vaccine to protect yourself and the ones you love, especially those of us who cannot get vaccinated. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
The nomination period for the 2022 National Heroes Day, honoring our uniformed services, has been extended by 1 week. The new deadline for submissions is now midnight, Saturday, the 23rd of October, 2021. Through your nomination, we will have the opportunity to honor the outstanding men and women of our uniformed services that help guard and protect our country. Nomination forms are available online at celebratecayman.ky, and hard copies are at the receptions of the Government Administration Building in Grand Cayman or District Administration in Cayman Brac. Only nominations received by the deadline will be considered. For more information, call 244-2426 or email nhd@gov.ky.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My name is Art Connor, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and he could not have chosen a better day for me to fill in for him because I'm really enjoying it here over on 58 Huldah Avenue at the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union, where we're celebrating International Credit Union Day. This place is busy, it's buzzing. People going in and out, not only transacting business, but getting some of the goodies that are being offered to the membership as well. And later on, we're going to have some a prize drawing as well. Meanwhile, Miss Susan has told me that we do have a caller, so let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, O.C. How you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good and blessed. One question I had with pertaining to the opening of the account is if a full-time student at UCCI is considered one.
Okay.
A full-time
student, as long as they have the family connection to be a member, yes. And even if the person, let's say, isn't working, but there's a source of income. Let's say you as the parent of that child would be giving them a monthly allowance or whatever. They would indicate that on their application form so that the credit union knows that when they're depositing what the source of that money is coming from. After this, I'll be able to get a job at a credit union.
You will be. You asked me the right question. Anyway, O.C., take care.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we are going to be talking about the credit union. Sorry, we're going to go to the drawing now? Yeah. One drawing, okay. You want the mic? Okay.
Good afternoon. Sorry.
Go right ahead.
So, this week, as part of our International Credit Union Day celebrations, we had a quiz that we sent out to all of our members. Over 1,300 members participated in this quiz. However, we had a number of different members that answered it correctly. So we put all of their names in a nice little jar here. So we're going to ask our chairman, Mr. Michael Nixon, if he can pull a name so we can see who the winner of a $300 share certificate is going to be. And the winner is Mr. Duran Dawkins. Congratulations. You're the winner of a $300 share certificate.
What was the name? The first name? Durant?
Duran.
Duran Dawkins. Duran Dawkins. You may want to take that $300 and put it on your shares as well. Okay. Do we... Okay. Are we going to have another drawing, or that's no more? Okay. So we're going to talk about the credit union difference. Mr. Basil, we've been putting you off for a while.
That's correct.
But, good to have you in the chair now.
Thank you.
Tell us about the credit union difference.
It's a comfortable chair, by the way. It's not the hot seat, so I'm excited about being here.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, the credit union difference is really about finding financial solutions to meet our members' needs, and that's really what it's about. The theme this year is actually building a financial health for a brighter tomorrow. And part of that is for us to be able to match the right solutions. So I won't call them products. People call them products. Our competition call others clients and customers.
Yes.
You're a member at the credit union. You share in the ownership, in the decision making of the credit union. So the solutions that we do have in our loan suite of products available are things that will make your life better, and that's really what it's about.
Okay, well, tell us about some of those solutions, sir.
Sure. So some things that we do have a continual offering of our 95% financing for mortgages and construction loans. We are running this promotion throughout the year, and we are offering our members limited injection to be able to put into the actual construction or purchase, so that their savings can go towards things like furnishing or other things, insurance payments, those other expenses that comes with owning a mortgage. We also do have 100% financing on land loan. This is something that we do year long, and we use the financing on the value of the property. So in some cases, members are able to even take equity out of the property up front while applying for new loan to develop the property too. And these are some of the things that we consider the credit union difference.
Okay, before you go on any further with that, can you tell us about the fees that are related to that, the lawyers' fees and all those things that
I tell you what,
commercial banks
people don't like paying fees, OC, and I tell you, we are so unique that we do have almost a no-fee process, meaning we do not charge our members legal fees. Mm-hmm. That's one of the benefits, one of the savings of actually working with the credit union. Also, we do not have a commission fee for your application. There's a standard loan application fee which is fixed depending on the amount that you're borrowing. But apart from that, we do not have those variable fees or hidden fees through commissions, through we call legal fees and all those things.
Excellent. That sounds good. Okay. Go right ahead.
No, I would just say I'm looking at my colleagues and they're giving me the nod. I think it is. So in addition to that, we are offering 100% financing on our auto loans. Mm-hmm. This is something that we do, again, year long. And for 2021 to future 2022 models. And special consideration if the vehicle is brand new, considering that there was a backlog for 2021 models, we will actually finance 100% on the 2020 models also, and special consideration if the vehicle is actually new off of the dealership lot.
Okay, I'm going to present a scenario to you. So I'm a new college graduate.
Sure.
Just came home, got a job, and making a pretty good salary. And I came to you and I said, I'm thinking about taking out a loan, but I have a toss-up between buying a piece of land and buying an automobile. Now, we hear complaints about the commercial banks out there that they'll give you a loan much quicker for a vehicle, even though you can't live in that or you can't plant fruit trees or crops on it. What kind of advice would you give me here?
Well, again, we offer solutions. And I tell you, if you're a new college grad and you are looking to get to work, you'll definitely need a car. That's what we have been. So the idea is to be able to meet with our members to actually, have that discovery moment with them and just see exactly what the needs are. But having said that, we do offer advice on things that are of value, meaning they're not making any more land, right? And at the end of the day, every year you can get a new model car.
Yes.
You can also get an older model car that would actually suit your needs. So part of this financial discovery is also see how much this member is willing to save. What are their future goals, right? You go through these life stages. You also go through these financial stages in life, and part of it is to be able to provide the right service or the right solutions for you at that particular time. So in some cases, what we've done, OC, is that we've encouraged persons not to get a brand new car because it's going to affect their ability to buy a piece of land, which they're no longer making, by the way.
Okay, now Mr. Nixon spoke earlier about some of the development that is going to take place, and there will actually be units for sale to members. Do you know, you may or you may not know, whether or not the financing will be exclusively through the credit union, or
it's not exclusively.
Of course, that will be where they would get the best deal.
Well, and we'll get the best deal at the credit union.
Yes.
So, but it's not exclusively financing through the credit union. I can say that. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll find persons who, again, are in different life cycle, different stages in life. They'll probably want to purchase an investment property cash, or someone who actually the want to purchase from us by allowing us to provide the financing for that too. But what I can tell you is that this opportunity is really being presented and offered to our membership base first, because there's such a great interest in it. Mm-hmm. There's just not enough units really to advertise to everyone. So our membership base will actually have first choice when we're ready to go.
Okay.
Yes.
So the question has to do with any other type of products that you're considering offering, as far as accounts are concerned. We did hear earlier one of our listeners inquired about U.S. accounts and things of that nature.
Yes, so one thing that's really exciting for us is that maybe the chairman would have mentioned actually improving on our core banking system. Mm-hmm, I can't really let the cat out of the bag just yet, but with this enhanced system, we will be able to offer more to our membership base in terms of their day-to-day transaction. In addition to that, their day-to-day inquiries, online banking, that sort of things, right? A few things that sets us apart from the competition are things like within share loans. You do have persons who save their funds. They're not necessarily looking to borrow immediately, or they do not necessarily want to wait for a long period of time to go through a loan application, but they do have savings. You can actually borrow against that savings. Same day, you get your check or you get the cash, literally while standing at the teller line. With that, you pay a lower interest rate. In addition to that, OC, you continue to earn dividends on your shares while you have the benefit of actually borrowing against that. So that's something unique to us. All of our loans benefit from we call loan interest rebates, and I can't think of any other institution that would actually give you money back that you pay to them.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I want to talk to you about your personal experience at the credit union. What made you gravitate towards the credit union, and how do you enjoy working with your members as well? Folks, please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Kim and Brack and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
CUC reminds you to always be aware of power lines. Before digging by hand or machinery in unfamiliar locations, contact CUC's customer service team at 949-5200 or via email at service@cuc.ky to ensure there are no underground power lines in the area. Safety first at CUC.
Hurricane season is here. If you're not prepared, it can really turn your life upside down. Fortunately, there's CG Britk. Our people are here ready to assist at a moment's notice, with protection like alternative accommodation for those who are displaced due to a storm, and coverage for the cost of clearing debris, hiring surveyors, architects, and more. It's our priority to make sure you have what you need when you need it most. So when your life gets turned upside down, we can help to turn it around. CG Britk. Good like that.
Come on, Cayman. Let's get ready to reopen. Countries all over the world are proving life can go on and we can safely coexist with COVID-19 in our community. With open borders, our readiness will be vital to protect each other and our islands. We can do this. Have your voice heard and pledge you are ready to safely reopen. Visit reopencayman.com. Join the movement and pledge that you are ready to reopen on November 22.
What do you do if you have to go to a shelter? to help you safely prepare, evacuate, and shelter while protecting yourself and others from COVID-19 this hurricane season. Here's some tips from the Public Health Department. If you must go to a shelter, be ready to protect yourself and others. Practice social distancing of at least 6 feet from others. Follow public health's preventative actions. Wash your hands with soap and water, often if possible, or use hand sanitizer, cover coughs and sneezes, and wear masks or cloth face coverings. Get your COVID-19 vaccine when eligible. Avoid sharing food and drink with anyone. For more guidance to update your emergency hurricane plans due to coronavirus, visit www.caymanprepared.gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Public Health Department in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. We're broadcasting from 58 Halder Avenue today. We're broadcasting from the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union because today is International Credit Union Day. Our discussion is now taking place with Mr. Basil Scott. Before we went to the commercial break, I invited him to talk about his experience at the credit union and what drove him to want to work at the credit union. Meanwhile, I also want to remind you that if you want to be a part of a financial institution in the Cayman Islands, if you want to own a piece of the rock, then become a member of the credit union, because the credit union is owned by all of its members, irrespective of whether you have a large deposit and a large account there or a small one. You're all treated equally as well. So, Mr. Scott, over to you, sir.
Thank you so very much. Just a plug for our AGM coming up next month. Just listen out for that. Participate online if you can't make it in person due to the COVID-19 gathering limitations. Yes. So that's part of the perks or the credit union difference is being an owner. And leading up to that, that's really why I decided to work for the credit union. I'm literally working for myself in a sense, right?
Exactly, yes.
But I remember early 90s. Similarly, you asked about a young college graduate coming out of school. Here's a young man starting his first job, and I wanted a car. I didn't want to spend on a brand new car at the time, and my mother, loved this lady, Miss Amika, big plug for mommy.
Yes.
The first place she actually came to the credit union. I worked partially. I used to walk to work and save some money. I earned 50% of that, and the rest she borrowed from the credit union. Wow. Right? So while I was going to the local college, I was able to drive myself to work, then to school, because the credit union was actually there for me, right? It was there for my mother, and I was the recipient. I was the beneficiary of that. And that was in 1996, 1997, 1998, around that time. So for me, it's more than just an employment. It's something that sort of connects family. My children, at an early age, they do have their credit union account, and they have their individual credit union membership account. In other words, I'm leaving this legacy for my children. Mm-hmm. A funny story earlier, I can actually build on this. While my colleagues were at the government admin building, my wife actually walked in and someone said, let's entice you into opening a credit union account. She smiled at them, and the story goes, I'm just getting this from the actual person here today. Said, another colleague mentioned to me that's Basil's wife. She doesn't need a credit union account, right? And in fact, his entire family owns a credit union account. So it's that sort of thing. It's a family. It's connected. Not only that, to the benefits surpass anything that you can really find out there, right? Part of it is a way of life. Credit union movement is actually a way of life. It is something that when I remember applying, transitioning over to the credit union to work, it took me a while to actually decide. And I remember one particular Sunday afternoon at my former employer, I was just doing some work, and my kids were literally in the spare office next to me doing their homework. And this was a Sunday afternoon. I looked at them and I said, "No way! I don't envision this to be my future." And I accepted the offer right away.
Excellent, excellent. So can we talk a little bit about now some of the financial advice that you give to particular customers if they're having difficulties or challenges?
And that's it. I said life happens. It's the reality of it. And we do hit speed bumps, or we do get those occasional curveballs in life, whether through temporary unemployment or even the loss of employment, full loss of employment. We also acknowledge the challenges people are facing, our membership base are facing right now from COVID-19, right? And what we do encourage members to do, reach out to us. When you do have these challenges, you reach out to the credit union, you ask for what solutions are readily available. What tend to happen, persons believe that they can actually weather the storm on their own, and they'll wait until it's too late. Some of the offerings that we do have are things like our loan waivers for persons who have medical emergencies, like they literally got hit with a medical bill that they were not planning for. Or in some cases, we have persons have to fly off island for medical treatment, and they need that extra cash. We can offer certain waivers. We do have persons who are temporarily unemployed, or they have reduced income because of the current situation right now, globally and nationally for us. We do offer solutions where we can offer temporary payment waivers for a maximum of up to 6 months in some cases, right? Other things that we do are payment plan options. A plan that actually fits that particular person's individual needs. So we do have opportunities, we do have solutions, and it's not just a one solution fits all kind of approach. It tailored to your unique situation. We'll have a consultation period with the member. We'll meet with that member. We'll do a financial discovery of what's going on with them. And all we ask for is just honesty and transparency.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Basil, I want to thank you very much for that. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will be talking with Ms. Deidre Seymour Carmolo, sorry if I got that wrong. She's a member of the supervisory committee. She's also on the educational grant committee of the credit union as well. So folks, please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecast, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
We give you honor and praise, adoration and glory.
Radio Cayman.
Praise time.
Praise Him, praise Him. Come and let's praise the Lord. Come and let's praise the Lord. Praise Him in the morning and in the evening. Oh, let's praise the Lord.
Praise time in the morning.
Praise Him, praise Him.
Weekdays 6 to 6:30 a.m.
Radio Cayman, waking you up.
Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite. Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite.
Praise time.
I know he cares. He'll always be there. Oh, yeah. Praise him, praise him, praise him,
praise time.
Set your clock for 6 a.m. or you will miss it. Continuing the Caymanian tradition.
Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
There's the news every day. From East End to Georgetown, down into West Bay.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. Water Authority Cayman suspends disconnections in Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac for 30 days effective October 12th to support customers facing financial hardship due to isolation requirements. This is to provide a grace period to all persons currently in isolation who may have challenges paying their bills to avoid disconnection. All customers who have continuing financial difficulties and cannot make full payments are encouraged to contact the authority's customer service team to make arrangements for a payment agreement. In international news, COVID has severely affected healthcare staff and may have killed between 80,000 and 180,000, the World Health Organization says. The deaths occurred between January 2020 and May of this year. Earlier, another senior WHO official warned a lack of jabs could see the pandemic continue well into next year. U.S. surgeons say they have successfully given a pig's kidney to a person in a transplant breakthrough they hope could ultimately solve donor organ shortages. The recipient was brain dead, meaning they were already on artificial life support with no prospect of recovering. The kidney came from a pig that had been genetically modified to stop the organ being recognized by the body as foreign and being rejected. The work is not yet peer-reviewed or published, but there are plans for this. Experts say it is the most advanced experiment in the field so far. Vikings had a settlement in North America exactly 1,000 years ago, centuries before Christopher Columbus arrived in the Americas, a study says. Scientists say a new dating technique analyzing tree rings has provided evidence that Vikings occupied a site in Newfoundland, Canada in 1021 AD. It has long been known that Europeans reached the Americas before Columbus's arrival in the New World in 1492. But this is the first time researchers have suggested an exact date. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My name is Art Connor. I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks. We're broadcasting from 58 Huldah Avenue at the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union. International Credit Union Day is being celebrated today, and we are here. We're going to be talking now with Miss Deidre Seymour Carmola. I got it right this time. It's Deidre Seymour Carmola. She's a member of the Supervisory Committee, but she's also a member of the Educational Grants Committee of the Credit Union as well. And you heard Mr. Michael Nixon, the chairman of the Board of Directors, talk about their educational grants and everything. So, Ms. Deidre, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today. It's good to have you on the other end of the mic this time around. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mr. Connor. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing fine. Tell us about your role in the Supervisory Committee, and I'd like you to include in that just your involvement, the history of your involvement with the credit union as well.
Okay, so I'm a member of the supervisory committee for the second year since 2019.
Okay.
And, well, you know, the supervisory committee is charged with looking and considering and reviewing all of the internal audit reports as well as the risk and compliance assessment, and as well as member complaints.
Mm-hmm.
And so we spend a great deal of time going through those and working with the risk and compliance manager and the internal audit manager on those. And those are an important function, as you know, for the supervisory committee and the credit union as a whole, because we always want to ensure that the credit union itself is in compliance and doesn't fall outside of what is required by law, because there can be serious sanctions.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's also important that not just as the supervisory committee that we know, but that staff themselves understand the risk and their obligations to ensure that the credit union and their roles within the credit union are on par and within the realm of what they're required to do in their daily duties, so that the credit union stays in compliance with the law.
And the role that you play is strictly voluntary.
It's all voluntary.
You're nominated and elected,
and then voted,
but
yes.
you receive no financial compensation.
It's a small
whatsoever.
compensation
Okay.
per meeting, and depending on how many meetings you've attended. Mm-hmm.
But it's more so as a member of the credit union.
That's correct.
And looking out for the importance of that.
That's correct.
And let's talk now about the Educational Grants Committee.
So I've done that about 6 years.
Okay. And I know education is near and dear to your heart.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I ran a scholarship secretariat for quite some time at the Ministry of Education, and I still do secretarial work in terms of the management of the special education needs grants. Mm-hmm. So it's been 10 years plus for me in the ministry. And I come from a banking background, so I'm a trust and company professional. I hold a STEP qualification, and I'm also just finished my professional practice course with the Truman Borden Law School, and I also have my LLB.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
So, you know, education is important, and so the grant committee, what they do is also provide an opportunity for persons who are members or who are family to members who are in studies and need assistance, financial assistance. And so they can apply and their applications get considered, and depending on the number of applicants, then there's an award based on the criteria you meet and the type of study that you're undertaking, whether that's local or overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And is it fully subscribed every
year? Yes, there's quite a bit of work that, you know, is involved for the staff within the credit union that assists with that review process, as well as the credit committee itself. The grant committee itself, in terms of ensuring that all the persons who've applied are eligible and that they get the grant that they're actually entitled to receive.
Okay. We know that the annual general meeting for the credit union will take place in November. What sort of advice would you have for anyone who would be looking to lend whatever skills that they have in terms of in service to the credit union?
Well, people say to me, you have quite a bit on your plate. That's true. But I come from two parents that are service background,
yes.
And I suppose that's built into my DNA. And I find it important to commit to something. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything out there, but the credit union is operated for members, by members. And that's the intent, so that you sort of own part of this union, and part of that ownership can come from you giving back and deciding, I do have an expertise, I feel this is where it could be offered, and come in and provide that oversight. Many of us are educated to a level that can offer that. And so even on the supervisory committee, you have a number of persons who have internal audit backgrounds, who have that risk assessment background, or who have legal backgrounds, and that they can offer that type of expertise. Similarly with the grant committee, we have persons in there who have done scholarship administration and understand the process. So by giving back to the union, you kept to keep the union established and on track as well. So, you know, all I would say is to persons who are considering getting involved in an organization like this in terms of giving back, look at what you have, consider what you can offer, And it's not a lot of time that you're asked to give in. So if you can organize your time, and you do get notice, so it's not like you're not aware of when you're required to be, where you need to be at the union if you're on a particular committee.
Okay. Now, I know this information may be available on the credit union's website, but for those of who are listening to us this afternoon, as far as the educational grants are concerned, what are the timelines for applying?
As far as I know, they're in by April. So they would open sometime next year, March, April. And they have to be in, I think, by the 30th of April. And so that sort of aligns itself with all the other scholarship applications you see out around the island, because that then gives you an opportunity to ensure that you're receiving funds timely for your next semester start. And so we encourage persons who are applying to gather your information early so that you're not scrambling at the end. And persons tend to wait to the last minute, and then they'll end up submitting an application that's missing documentation. And you really shouldn't be at a place where that's what you're doing if you're going off to university.
Yes,
you should be a little more organized and give yourself some time so that each week you sort of set a target. These are all the documents I need, and this week I'll do this week I'll do that. And so you're timely by the end of that period in April. And if you're unsure, the member staff like Ms. Suzette, who helps with that, she's free and available to say, this is what it is, or this is what it's not, depending on what you need information on. So they're very helpful here.
Okay. Now, you spoke about your exposure and your experience in the private sector. For those persons who have an interest in becoming a member of the credit union, but may have some apprehensions as to say, well, they may not know that the credit union has been around for 46 years. Can you talk about the credibility of the credit union, the fact that, and you mentioned this earlier, that there are certain regulations and fiduciary responsibilities that the credit union has, just like any other financial institution. Can you speak to that, please?
Well, if you think about being regulated by CIMA and they themselves, and having to make filings through the U.S., for example, if you have persons who have filing requirements and you are found not to comply with those filing requirements, then that reflects negatively on the credit union, and they can be fined. And you would never want to create a reputation where we're non-compliant. We play such an important role within the community, offering persons the savings, the share purchase, to borrow, to build, to secure land and property. You would never want to jeopardize all of that because of non-compliance. And so when members think about persons like the supervisory committee, and you have that level of expertise who are able to say, we recognize these are certain areas, we recommend these certain enhancements, and that just tells you that we are also concerned to ensure that the union stays on record. You just can't risk us being called out for non-compliance. I don't think members themselves would be happy with that.
Great. Okay, Ms. Deidre, we want to thank you very much for your service that you rendered to the credit union as a member of the supervisory committee, but not only as a member of the supervisory committee, but also being on the educational grants committee as well. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we will be talking about in-share loans, and that conversation will take place with Mr. Nigel Ebanks. So folks, please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
We may be in Christmas shopping mode, but 'tis the flu season too. Savannah Pharmacy has immune system boosters for the entire family with a range of vitamins and supplements. Their knowledgeable and courteous pharmacists are always available to offer the best advice and products. Remember, they are always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
A friendly holiday reminder. You can WhatsApp your Savannah Pharmacy prescription to 929-5045. That's 929-5045.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer. You can now register to receive a securely verified digital copy of your COVID-19 vaccination status with QR code through the My HSA patient portal. Sign up is available at all HSA locations and at various sites throughout the community. To register, all you need is your photo ID showing date of birth and a valid email address. Visit hsa.ky and click My HSA patient portal for the sign-up schedule and more information.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a new and second location in Governor's Square. The new Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor's Square is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
Choose informal times to talk to your child about alcohol. Having frequent talks with your child in a safe environment will show that you care and encourage a more open and honest dialogue about the risks of underage drinking. For tips, log on to www.ndc.ky. This message was brought to you by the National Drug Council and Radio Cayman.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. Art Connor filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. We're located here at 58 Huldah Avenue. And for those of you who don't know where 58 Huldah Avenue is, it is opposite the old agriculture ground. And if you don't know where that was, it's opposite the cricket field. If you don't know where that, it is almost opposite where the farmers market is located now as well. And it is my pleasure to have next to me now Mr. Nigel Ebanks, and we're going to be talking about in-share loans. And after this 15 minutes is over at 2:30, I'm going to leave this table and I'm going to apply for an in-share loan for myself. So folks, get ready for me as a customer as soon as I'm over. Just a joke. Mr. Nigel, tell us about in-share loans, because you know people, there's always something coming up where you need money, you need a loan. Tell us all about it.
First of all, it's an amazing service. It's quick and easy, it's affordable, it's everything you want a loan to be. So the key parts of the in-share loan, it is one thing good about it is it helps you to keep your funds, or the funds that are in your shares, yours are available for you. Mm-hmm. So what you would normally come in and do, you would actually come into a member service representative and you explain yourself to them and say, hey, I would like to get a loan, okay, but I don't want to take my funds out of my account. Mm-hmm. So what will you do from there is we will give you the service as to do with in-share loan. So we will explain to you you can borrow money from your shares without actually taking the funds out. So in return, we will actually do a loan for you for the substantial amount that you want, and we will actually leave your shares there to help you to grow benefits as in interest, and at the end of the day, when you get a loan, you will get back a cashback interest rebate. So that at the end of the day, you actually benefit in twice. One from your shares as you get your dividends, and then the second one as a cashback, as a rebate that you get on your loan. So every time you pay your loan back, you'll actually get back a percentage at the end of the financial year.
Wow, wow. And what is the maximum in terms of an in-share loan that you can apply for? So is there an amount that you can get immediately and a higher amount that you have to go to some other higher authority to obtain?
No, sir. So how it works is the fund, whichever amount that you have in your shares account, so it can be any figure that you have, you can borrow up to that much. So we normally only give a cash limit of $3,000, but at the end of the day, we can actually give you a draft, so you can actually take to the next institution to deposit your funds there. It doesn't matter the value of it. You come in, we'll be able to do it for you in a good, timely manner, and then you can just be able to enjoy your funds.
Okay. So when I get if I get an insure loan,
yes, sir.
Let's say, for instance, I have $10,000 in my account. I get an insure loan for $5,000. How is my money tied up in the meantime? Am I able to transact business on anything else, or is it like some of the commercial banks do? They basically freeze everything, and you can't touch anything until you've paid off that loan. As a matter of fact, you probably have to put your land and your house and everything up to get a $5,000 loan.
Your arm and your leg, everything as well. But to explain it more deeply is, if you do have $10,000 in your shares and you came in to withdraw $5,000 as a loan, at the end of the day, we're only holding $5,000 of your money as collateral.
Okay.
So the other $5,000 that you have sitting inside there is still all yours. You can do anything you prefer with it. You can leave it there, make it continue to grow. Or if you want to come in to borrow next with an insure loan for $5,000, making a maximum of $10,000, you can do that as well.
Okay. I believe at one time there may have been a percentage that you, in terms of your loans, if you had, was there a ratio in terms of the insured loan, or is it a 1-to-1 ratio now?
It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
It's a 1-to ratio.
Yes, sir.
1 ratio.
So if you come in to borrow $5,000, you get $5,000. If you want to borrow 10, then you only get 10.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us about your experience at the credit union. What pulled you, who gravitated you towards the working for the credit union, and how are you enjoying it, or are you enjoying it?
To be honest, I have been there for the last 10 years, and it's going amazingly well.
But yet they say Caymanians don't stay in a job too long.
But this Caymanians are here for 10 years. So it's a great experience, a great learning curve. Everything about it is magnificent. Starting off back in 2012 when I actually became an employee/member here at the credit union. The one key goal I always have is I would love to always serve the members. I always like to make the members be happy when they arrive and happy when they leave. So at the end of the day, if they're struggling because they're sad or they don't have any funds, I would love to make sure that when they leave with a smile on their face, knowing that the credit union, we here, has actually helped them out to achieve either their dreams or their goals or opportunities that they had that they might need to get a house or get a car. Anything they would like to do, we try to provide as much service as we can to them.
And what kind of feedback do you get from the members?
Well, they love us. Definitely by far.
I can see that by the activity that's going on.
They definitely love us
in here today. Yes.
They definitely cherish us, and we cherish them. We make sure that we try to treat them as a one big family, because you already know how long the credit union actually been established, and we've been established with Caymanians for a very long time. We try to keep our members happy. The longer they're happy, the more then we can be happy and continue to grow and provide for them.
Okay. And if there was a service that you, and I hope I won't get you in trouble for this, we'll make sure the management don't penalize you for this. But if there was a service that if you had a choice, an additional service that you would want to offer to the membership, what would that be?
Additional services? To be honest,
we hear some members talk about the fact that they would like to be able to open up a U.S. account. We hear some talk about debit cards, but for instance, with debit cards, in talking to Mr. Michael Nixon and Miss Nancy, there are hidden things that people don't know about in terms of the fees, the additional charges that members would have to pay. So, some of the aspirations that people have that they see that's taking place in commercial banks, may be achievable, but it means additional costs, and unless you explain those additional costs to members that you will have to pay this, you will have to pay that. But if it was an easy fix and something nice and easy that you would like to offer to your customers, what would that be? To your members, I should say, not customers.
At this point in time, like, we're trying to establish a lot of new applications for them to be able to perform better than the commercial banks out there.
Yes, yeah.
So at this point in time, a lot of new establishments is actually coming into the credit union. So all I can let them know is in due time they will be revealed, and they will be very surprised and very happy with the services that we will be giving them. To say that one off the top of my head, I don't think I have any. That's the thing, because I think we're on the route to establishing all the services that everyone would need on a daily basis. So, like I said, I would like to reveal more, but I don't know if at this point in time if I can reveal anything else.
Okay. Now we know that the credit union recently, well, it's probably about almost a year now, where you transitioned over to the fact that you have to now complete a withdrawal slip,
yes, sir,
or a deposit slip and things of that nature.
Yes, sir.
Some members complain about that because they were accustomed to simply going up to the teller, providing a form of ID, telling them what their account number was, and being able to transact the business. But we know that it is for the interest as well as the protection of the membership. Have you gotten any feedback in relation to that? How are people now adjusting to the fact that they need to complete that form? Because we now have a record with their signature on it where they have signed to either deposit or to withdraw money from their shares.
So when I have members actually come into the bank and they do make a complaint about that, the only thing I will actually let them know and explain to them is at the end of the day, we're trying to be safe. So we're trying to be safe with your funds, with your account, with all information that we have pertaining to you, because we wouldn't want anybody to, accidentally tamper with your funds or withdraw money from your funds. So I know we were accustomed to just coming up, bringing an ID and explaining to the member explaining to us, their name, the transaction that they want, we would actually do it for them. But we're trying to be more, I would say, just more safe with everything that we do. We will just make sure that anything that pertains to a member, we actually keep in safe, conceal, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I just want them to know that, yes, you fill out a form. When you come here, it might take a little time for you actually to fill out the form if you don't understand, or if you do understand, we would be there to help you. But at the end of the day, you need to realize that you are secured. Your funds are secure. Your information is secure. Everything about you is actually secure with the credit union.
And what's the reaction? How do members feel about those in-share loans? They like that idea?
Definitely,
they like that?
Definitely, they love it. To realize that they can actually borrow their own funds without actually have to see a loans officer. They can just come right over to the teller, and we'll be able to do it to them within 5 minutes. So it all depends on how much they want. It might be 7 minutes to 10 minutes, but other than that, it normally will be just 5 minutes. Do up the form real quick, and then we just provide the cash to the member or the check, and then they'll be on their way with a smile, walking out happy as ever.
Okay, Mr. Ebanks, thank you very much. And that big smile that you have on your face there, I'm sure that the members, love that as well, because it's not unusual to go into some businesses and you see that grumpy face and everything, but it's good when you own what you're working for, because you have a lot more invested in it as well. Thank you very much for being here. Folks, so we're almost at the close of the show today. I just want to encourage you, if you are a member of the Cayman Islands Civil Service Cooperative Credit Union, do come in, 58 Halder Avenue, where we're celebrating International Credit Union Day. Lots of giveaways, here today, while at the same time we're observing all of the COVID-19 protocols as well. If you are not a member, and if you feel that you qualify, please come in, see an officer within the credit union to determine whether or not you qualify to become a member and join. There are benefits that go with membership in the credit union. Loads of benefits that go with it. Like, for instance, the giveaways today. But not only that, you heard Mr. Nigel Ebanks talk about in-share loans. You can go right up to the teller, and if you have money in your share balance, if you have money in there, you can obtain a loan from that share balance without having to go through a loans officer, without having to put up your car, without having to put up your land and your house, and maybe even a cow if you have it as well. None of that is asked for at the credit union. So folks, I want to thank you all for listening to Talk Today. I want to thank the credit union for inviting us here, and like I said, if you want to own a piece of the rock, become a member of the credit union. Folks, have a great day. Stay safe. God bless.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
Shaking